Hello there folks, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I am your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Now today you catch up with me out for a stroll in the beautiful countryside just on the outskirts of the Dutch town of Oysterbeek, and I'm here on a sabbatical of solitude for 4 days of total self-care. And the reason I'm here on that is because, well, when you think about the modern life that all of us chaps lead, we dance to the drum of other people almost all the time, don't we? It's work, pressure of work all the time. It's our family lives, we have responsibilities. You might be a sandwich carer. You're the meat in the middle of the sandwich, looking after children, looking after elderly parents. And to add insult to injury, there's the constant hum of notifications on your mobile device telling you you have to do something, you have to be somewhere. And there comes a point where you have virtually no time for yourself. And for me, I believe that spending some time in solitude is not merely a luxury item in my life. I believe it is a fundamental essential which allows me to be ready to take on the world on my terms with the best possible mental well-being. So today, whilst I'm away enjoying myself and I have things to do, I'm on my way to spend some time this morning at something I enjoy doing. But I'm doing it slowly. I'm relaxing my pace and I'm spending time with myself. So I can see a bench coming up. I'm going to have a sit down and I'm going to convince you in 4 arguments, I think, that solitude is something that you shouldn't overlook. It's something you should prioritize in your life. It's not a luxury investment. It's an essential investment to keep you the best version of yourself. Now, the first reason why I like spending time alone, and why I'm alone now for 4 days with my lovely family, all at home, but for me, this is a period that allows me to step away from the external buzz, the noise that perpetuates my life and I guess perpetuates everybody else's life. The pressure that I'm under through work, the expectations of life, which I think we all find ourselves facing in these super busy world. And when you step aside, it gives you an opportunity to let your mind range freely, to think upon things which perhaps have been gnawing away at you for a while. Because how often do you get the opportunity to sit down over a number of days and mull an idea over in your mind and not be distracted by something else, by social media, by conversations with other people, by having to be somewhere at a set time? Now, I know it's a luxury to be able to carve out a few days for yourself. It doesn't have to be a few days though, does it? It could be an afternoon every so often where you go for a walk in nature. For me, I'm fortunate. I've been able to take a break out of my own country, not too far away, but I've travelled to somewhere that I've not been before for a long, long time, and it gives me an opportunity just to think over things. I know in the past, having been away on trips like this, I've gone home with a solid idea in my mind about a change that I intended to take in my life. And I've given up jobs and started new jobs because of these sabbaticals where I have an opportunity to think. Now, it could be a walk in nature. It could be, just a trip to the spa and spend some time and to think about what you want to do. And when you're doing it, sometimes, just to write things down, maybe take a journal with you, just jot down your thoughts. It'll be helpful in getting all those ducks in a row in your mind. And it'll help you to make decisions with clarity and with intention that you would not be able to have because of the busyness of your normal life. Now, another reason why I like to step off the train journey of life every so often is for simply stress reduction and mental rejuvenation. Because let's be honest, constant engagement with other people can be exhausting. And for me it is. I mean, I'm not an outwardly gregarious person. So to be in constant positions, as I am within my job as a professional speaker and a trainer, to be amongst other folks and, pushing myself out socially, it absolutely drains me. And as quite a reticent sort of inward sort of thinking person, an insightful person, I like to spend these bits of time on my own to let my mind return to a quiet equilibrium. Because without the stimuli of life, I come back to normal. My mind starts to feel mine again, a bit more as it should be. And it comes down to chemical reactions in the brain. I mean, I know through my job as a well-being trainer that our mind is a melting pot of hormones and chemicals, and things like cortisol, which is a fight or flight chemical, which often gets released in modern living these days, can make you feel anxious and edgy. But for me, when I step off that train and it keeps going and I take a moment to myself, as I am the next few days, relaxing, I find that my hormonal levels come back to normal. And I start to do things that I wouldn't normally do. Like, I wouldn't call it meditation, but sitting quietly, relaxing in nature, enjoying silence. Some might say that is a form of meditation. For me, it is just a return to normality without the stimulus of life. I find that I read an enormous amount because I know I can only do that when my mind is quiet. So if it's just for stress reduction and the mental rejuvenation which comes from it, spending some time with yourself in solitude is a worthy thing to do. Now, another reason to invest in a little bit of solitude just with yourself every so often is for the problem solving and creativity which will come from it. Because some of history's greatest thinkers have credited solitude as being a wellspring of inspiration and creativity on their journey to the best artworks and books which they have all written. Believe me, I could feel exactly the same. When I'm away, right, I have ideas that I would never get when my mind is cluttered with the minutiae of ordinary life. And it just allows me to let my mind go, to wander off. And maybe this afternoon I'll sit at a bar in the town centre, have a beer, and just watch the world going by, and all of these thoughts come in my direction. I get ideas. I make sure I've got a little pad and a pen in my pocket, because when creativity strikes, you want to be ready. And when you're in solitude, you can give your mind permission to get going, get out there, think of new ideas. It also gives you a perspective shift as well. You don't realize it, but when we are going through life, restricted as we are by the lanes that we are in our journey, we tend to just think within those boundaries. But when you shift your perspective, suddenly the number 6 that you've been looking at all of your life, well, if you look at it differently, it's a number 9. It's just a number 6 from a different perspective. And sometimes that can take you off in an entirely different direction. So, solitude, good for many reasons, but for none other than problem solving and that shift of perspective that you can have when only you dance to the tune that you have been set. So let me carry on my walk. Well, I tell you that another reason why I like to spend this time on my own, away from the normal rigors of my life, is it gives me enhanced emotional resilience. Because, when you're on your own, you rely upon yourself. You depend upon your own thoughts. You make your own decisions. Because I don't know about you, but, I'm married, and I've been married for a long time. And my wife feels like another part of me in many regards. And when I've got a difficult decision to make, I ask her, what do you think, darling? And this sort of external validation, it sort of chips away at your own strength of character, your own ability to make these decisions. And for me, when I'm away on my own, making decisions, simple things. When is it time to eat? What am I going to do? How am I going to travel between point A and point B? These little things, they build to one's self-resilience. And that, I come away from these periods of solitude, these sabbaticals as I call them, with a much greater sense of my own identity. Looking forward to going on the next trip, the next thing that I want to do. Whereas before I come on them, I'm a little bit hesitant because I spend my life in the company of other people. Wonderful people, my family, yes. But I rely upon them a lot. And when I have only myself to rely upon, it builds my sense of self-identity. It makes me stronger, gives me greater self-confidence, boosts my self-esteem. And I know that I can take on the challenges of my life after these sabbaticals with increased vigor and with increased confidence of my own self-identity. So there we go, folks. I hope I have sold for you some of my thoughts on spending time in solitude. It doesn't mean that you're withdrawing from the world, that you're becoming a recluse or there's something odd about you. What it means is that you are investing in yourself to be a better version of yourself, to improve in your actual lived experience of life. And that will, of course, improve the lives of those around you as well. So in a way, yes, I am investing in myself, but I'm investing in others as well. And that's what you have to remember. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this chat on the value of solitude for the modern man. If you have, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you'd like to see more like this. Ask me a question. If there is something troubling you that you would like Uncle Ash to try and answer, or maybe give you my observations if nothing else. If you'd like to come on this journey of the Chap's journey to Chap Nirvana that I'm on, same as you can join me as one of my patrons. The link to my patron page is in the show notes below, and I make extra videos just for my patrons every week, and they all have a personal dialogue with me should they wish to have it. So until the next time, from my solitude sabbatical, I will see you again very soon. Take care.